What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pick Six channel, and today we have episode number 12 of this 32-part series why this team can make the Super Bowl Green Bay Packers edition. Now, this is a series that I'm doing with every NFL team this offseason, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. This might be very short. I don't think I have to do too much convincing here. So in 2023, they had a 9-8 record, not too bad, just above 500, but that was enough to get them the seventh seed in the playoffs, and they had to go to Dallas to play the Cowboys and absolutely embarrassed the Dallas Cowboys in Arlington on national television, absolutely embarrassing them, blowing them out. And that was it for the Cowboys. The Packers then went on to play the 49ers in Santa Clara, and they wound up just barely losing that game by 3 points, I believe. Not too bad, not too shabby of a season for the Green Bay Packers, who what seems like we're just showcasing what they can do in the NFC for years to come. So, what do we have for 2024 for the Packers? Well, they start off this season in Brazil. Bit of a shocker there, but the NFL is trying to expand their global audience for American football. I know their global audience probably isn't the best, like the sport of baseball, definitely not as soccer, but they're trying to expand, so we'll see how that goes. That should be a good game to start off the season on a Friday. Little bit weird, but to start the season, I don't think that should affect either team. Probably only the travel thing, but that shouldn't be too bad. Then they have to play divisions like the AFC South, which is a hit or miss division. The one team that truly stands out in that division is definitely the Houston Texans. I do expect the Colts to probably be a little bit better this season. They're getting Anthony Richardson back, so they might be better. The Jaguars are kind of up and down. They're a bit of a wild card. You never know what you're going to get out of them. Titans, I don't think they're going to be good this season. Then their division, I think they could take care of the division other than the Lions. That should be a challenge. The Bears might be a little bit better, but the Lions are the one team that stands out. I think they split with the Lions. We don't know what we're gonna get out of the Bears. We'll have to wait and see there. Then they played the NFC West, which is still a pretty solid division. Okay, they're not as good as what they used to be, but they're still pretty good. The team that stands out there are obviously the 49ers, and the Rams are still pretty decent, still pretty good. I think they'll do pretty well against that division as well. Look, all in all, it's not the schedule that concerns me one bit. Nothing concerns me about the Packers, actually, if I'm being honest with you. Okay, and if I was in charge of the NFL scheduling, that game that they have against the Houston Texans, I would have made a primetime game. I would have made a Sunday night football game. Okay, I truly believe that may be a future Super Bowl matchup within the next few years. Maybe even this year. Who knows? Okay, both those teams are on the rise, both very young, have a really good head coach, have a really young quarterback. They're young teams, and they're very talented teams as well. So I would have put Sunday Night Football on that, but I'm not going to get into that too much. Okay, I'm not going to make this a rant on that. But as I was saying earlier, last season was just a showcase of what the Packers can do. This year, I truly believe they're going to show what they're capable of doing, what they are capable of doing. And that is competing for the NFC, for that first seed, competing for the NFC North, which, I mean, in reality, Packers historically have been running that division. Last year, the Lions won it, but the Packers can easily take that back this year. I could definitely see that. And the Lions are definitely no pushover team either. Okay. And yeah, I could really see them knocking off the 49ers. I mean, they were very close last season. You can make an argument that it was just a lack of experience. And that was the reason why they probably lost to the Niners last season, which I'm not going to argue with that either. Maybe that was the reason. Okay? They could definitely give any team in the NFC a top run for their money. No questions asked. Okay? That's really all I have to say for the Packers. They're on the rise. They're a young team. They're a very young and very talented team. Yeah, I give this a very, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this a solid 7.5. Okay, the only reason why I'm giving it a 7.5 is because they are going to have to knock off the 49ers. And historically in the playoffs, they haven't. I mean, I get that for the majority of the years it was Aaron Rodgers led Packers, but historically, as far as recently, they haven't been able to beat the Niners in the playoffs, or they haven't been able to beat the Niners at all. But last year was very promising. So we'll have to wait and see there. That's the one team that I question whether or not they can beat. But it's very possible. It very much is. And don't be surprised if you see them in the playoffs. I mean, if I was a betting man, I might I might bet on the Packers this season as far as making it to the playoffs. But that's just my opinion on it. What do you guys think down in the comments below? Am I too high on the Packers this year? Is there a bit of a slump that the Packers have this year? Am I missing something? Because they also did get Josh Jacobs, who is a pretty solid running back, and gaining him was a pretty good pickup for the Packers. So we'll have to wait and see there. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that the Packers can make the Super Bowl? That's all I got for you guys on this one, and I'll catch you guys in episode 13.